That's where we're going. Up there. Excellent, so I've got a new rucksack. This is the Gregory Optic 58. I've been trying to cut down on weight a little bit. And I don't mean my moobs, although they could do with a half a centimetre of mammary off. I mean the overall weight that I'm carrying. And these people that have got like this 8 kilo base weight and then a tiny bit of food and they're carrying 10 kilos. I don't know how they do it. But mainly this is about wild camping with a dog. I'm going to cut to clips with other camps and experiences. And I'm not Barbara Woodhouse, but I've done quite a lot of wild camping with the dog now, and I wanted to share my experience. Cheers, and to say a little bit about what it's like, or how I cope with the sometimes freak out psychological factors of camping. I'm out with Honey Dog in wildest Northumberland. There's just the two of us. It's late in October 2020. Nobody knows where we are. It'll be dark in about an hour. So I wanted to talk about wild camping with a dog, what great company they are, and I'm going to split that into 3 sections. It's going to be about dog training, or what obedience is really worthwhile having in place when you're wild camping with your dog, and I wanted to talk about the tent environment and how you can make it comfortable and safe, and lastly your dog's needs, which includes being great company for each other, although I'm just getting the butt at the moment. Feel like a butt scratch. The other thing I wanted to talk about is wild camping alone. So I'm not strictly alone because I've got the mutters with me, but I'm the only human, and a lot of people balk away from that, and I just wanted to talk briefly about my kind of coping strategy for that that's worked in the past. It applies to any time in the wilds really, and when you're walking alone at night in woods, that sort of thing. I'll show you some of that. So mostly about wild camping with the dog, having a good time, woof, and a little bit about kind of camping alone. We're a bit fussy. I think we're going to have a little look up these crags here, because I've got a suspicion there might be a place on the top of there. So over there I've camped before, absolutely fantastic spot, and that's Hedge Hope Hill up there. I was there with the family a few weeks ago, so let's have a little look up here. Well, you could probably just fit a tiny tent on here. Honey, I don't think mine would fit on here. So, wild camping with your dog. Section 1 is obedience. So the key things we want in place for your enjoyment and safety is, 1 is weight, there's leave, walk to heel, sit and come. So all of these things will help to keep your dog safe, will help to keep livestock safe, help to keep other animals safe. Although having said that, this one, you know, disappearing into the distance, she's a bit of a wild one. So a couple of weeks ago the cat caught a mouse and we saw her, and we all hollered at the cat, and she dropped the mouse and she came along and just ate it in one gulp. So she was a street dog in a European country that was rescued. She's very lovable and loyal, but she's got a little bit of the wild in her. Where'd he come? Come on. Good girl. Wait. Honey, wait. Heel. Wait. Sit. Wait. You're welcome. Okay, it's lovely and fresh and windy, but hey, bring it on. It's been stressful times recently, so it's a bit like Captain Bod being strapped to the mast. I've got one night only, so what the heck. Okay, great. We're pitched, aren't we, honey? So, step 2 in dog wild camping is the tent environment. Making sure it's safe for your dog and she's happy and comfortable. Cool. So we're going to get in, get cozy, because it's a bit nippy now. Honey, come on, let's get in. Come on. In we go. Good girl. In we go. Oh, that's better. So in the summertime I use this red blanket, and Honey needs to know that that's her bed and she can go in it. Honey, on your bed. On your bed. Good girl. A little treat helps. And then in the winter, I've used this in the past, and this is actually a cozy for a wheelchair, and I could actually wrap her in that. So let's try. Honey, on your bed. Good girl. So she recognises that as her space. Down, lay down, lie down. And I can actually wrap her up in there, and she's like super cozy in there. But most of the time it's not necessary, as you would have seen on the other videos. we use a blanket, and I've got a small piece of foam mat for her, and then since I'm not wearing my down jacket in bed, I just put the down jacket over it. So she recognises that as her space, and she's quite kind of settled on it. So when that goes in the tent and you don't want her blundering around the tent, you just tell her to go on a bed and she knows that's her space. Don't you? Honey, wait. I always keep this towel handy. Honey, wait. So what I don't want to happen with the dog is her charging in. You wait with muddy paws, so I'll tend to keep this cloth handy on the internal guy line just here. So I've always got that handy and ready, and she knows that this is her bed. So I'll dry her feet in the door here. Honey, come. Honey, come. Honey, honey, come. Good girl. Right, do your feet. Wait. Good girl. Just make sure they're nice and clean before she charges over your sleeping bag. Honey, in your bed. Right, she's in now, all cosy. So, part 3 of wild camping with your dog is your dog's needs. So looking after their comfort, their food, their drink, and their happiness. It's got to be fun, hasn't it, honey? So I've got her all cosy. She knows her spot, and a little bit of love wouldn't go amiss, would it? A little bit of love. Hey, what about a little bit of love? What about a bit of sausage? Wait there. So when I'm out and about, I always carry separate water for the dog. I just pour it back in afterwards when she's done. Honey, have a drink. There you go. Sis? Not bothered? You just had a drink out of some bog, haven't you? Honey, what's this? Right. Okay, all good. What do you eat? Honey's having all the leftover juice from the spicy pork noodles over some dog biscuits. I think she's going to do the kind of thing like one of Jim Carrey's dogs. What's that film? The Mask. Yeah, with the dog when it goes like that. So I've got custard, and I've got a spotted dick, but don't worry, I've got a cream for it. Glut, 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 glut. I've never seen her drink so much. Oops. This is real camping, this. I've got custard powder and bits of dog food all over my fell raven footprint and all over my trousers. Right. Let's see. Let's see if it's all worked out just fine. 1 lump or 2 in your custard, madam? Oh my God, Father. I've just achieved camping nirvana. And my spotted dicks and the boiling custard could not be better. Let me just turn the stove off a minute so I can talk to you. Dinner can wait. So we've got the flapping of the tent and the rustle of the grass and the occasional chuk 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 of a grouse. I can hear a plane there. So we're used to being animals that are in lit rooms and lit cars, and we're always looking through glass to this outside world. Okay, often as outdoors people, we're out walking in the hills, but all that security gets turned up to number 11 when you're in a camping environment like this. So you're reliant on this thin piece of fabric to keep you from the gloomy, dark, scary world out there. But my advice is, as I'll show you later, is to get out in it and to be part of it. And it's something I often do in our local woods in the autumn. So this time of year, I walk the dogs in the evening, and it's dark in the woods, black dark. It's ancient woodland with lots of beautiful kind of tall elm trees and a few oaks, but it's black dark. So when it comes to every autumn, I'm down there with my super bright torch, and everything's lit up around me, and the shadows and what's in the distance and just in the shade is foreign, and we want to illuminate it, and we want to make this protective world. And it's impossible when you're wild camping, so you've just got to embrace it, you've just got to be part of it. So what I do down in the woods is, when I'm feeling nervous and I want to be brightly lit and create this artificial world, I just stop, take a few deep breaths, I step off the path, find somewhere to sit down, away from the path, against a tree, and I switch the torch off. And as soon as you do that, it starts to get brighter in the forest, and you start to become part of it. So to calm yourself down and not feel creeped out might take a good few goes of that, but I'm all cool. I don't need to do it this time, and it's pretty cold out there. But my advice would be, if you're in a tent and you feel a bit freaked out when you're wild camping, it's to not reinforce this feeling of this artificial man-made world and the artificial light, and I'm in here, and the world, the scary wild camping hills and the unknown is out there. My advice is to get out your tent, don't take a torch with you, and step away from your tent, somewhere sheltered, somewhere comfortable, and sit down and just listen and be part of it, and be part of the grass, be part of the trees, be part of the ground, be one of those animals that's on that moorland or in that woodland. Just be part of it and be at peace, because we are natural creatures that only in the last few hundred years have been really reinforcing this artificial world that we want to be in. And I would say that's been really fine-tuned in the last 50 or 60 years with the advent of central heating And even the elements are kind of kept at bay. We've got double glazing. The noise of the world is kept outside. We're more likely to live in towns and cities, especially in the UK. So yeah, get out in it. Remove artificial light and be part of it. Okay, good. All packed up. Dog's having a breakfast. Time to get this tent down. Right, last little tidy up. And he's raring to get going. So this Gregory Optic 58. Excuse that, sorry. Seems to be just the job. Comes with a rain cover. And for a somewhat wintry overnight, just absolutely fine. The bag's comfortable, and I've bought this to, on slightly lighter trips, replace my Osprey Ether 70. So this is 58 litre, but I find, the Osprey Ether 70 is around 2.5 kilos, but this is half the weight of that, as around 1.25 kilos, so much better. And I find that on the Osprey, it's a great waist belt, but it's a massive thing, and this is a lot lighter. I can seem to get it on my hips better. So it's got all the bells and whistles that you need, really. The only big changes is the lack of bottom compartment. It's all one compartment, but I'm happy with that. I used to just put the tent in there. Now I can just put the tent in the top, so that's fine. And the other thing I'm trialing today, I managed to get a gift voucher from Decathlon because I complained about something that had the wrong description, and they sent me a little bit of money, so that was absolutely fine. So I've got some Seamond Alpine pants, so they're a soft shell pant, and they've got a gaiter in here as well, like a snow gaiter. So they're pretty comfortable. Come with adjustable braces, lightweight, water-resistant soft shell. So I'm pretty happy. Yeah, so it's been a really good night. Pretty flappy. Oh, we've got to do one last anemometer, haven't we? Just to show that we're all exaggerate all the time. Yeah, it's been a bit flappy, so we'll see what the wind actually is just now. So I would call that a steady 20, and I've been getting some woof gusts in the night, which probably 25 plus, but the tent was absolutely fine, stayed dry. Good. So I'm going to walk down now back to the car. It's a Tuesday morning, back at work tomorrow. It's been a good night, so I hope you found that informative about the kit I've been using, camping alone, how I cope with it. Strategy works for me, just be part of it, dissolve really, and my tips on camping with your dog.